Hello everyone, and welcome back to Tutorials of Tone. My name is Alex. Thank you so much for watching this video. What we're talking about today, another Shania hit. If you're not in it for love, I'm out of here. This is a cool little tune, some really fun stuff going on, and there's even the potential to keep a slide off of your hands if you so choose. Let's dive into how we do that. First up, we have our input block. Everything is at stock settings except the threshold of our gate. It's at negative 47.5 dB. That's where I like having it for my Morse Music Man guitars. I'm on the bridge humbucker throughout the entire tune. Next in our chain, we're going straight into the amp with a Princeton reverb for our cleans. Our gain is at 4, but we do have an input boost. It's a neutral boost type that is set to 12 dB. That gives us a little bit of pushing the front of the amp to give us that edge of breakup sort of tone. We have our bass rolled down to 3 and a cut switch engaged. Our mids are down a hair, but our treble is up with the bright switch engaged. We've got a little bit of presence and depth added for taste, and a boost on the high treble for 2 dB. We've got nothing to speak of for low cut, but we do have an 8500 Hz high cut on the amp. The overdrive sound is, of course, the Matchless Chieftain, something that is used throughout all of Shania's hits. This is a wonderful amp to have dialed in and ready to go at a moment's notice. For this overdriven sound, we have our gain at noon, bass and mids rolled down a bit, cut switch is engaged, and our treble is up. Note that the bright cap on this is down to 45 peak ferros, and we have a different boost type on this amp. It is a mid boost, and we are set to 12 dB hitting the front of the amp. We have a 100 Hz low cut and an 8500 Hz high cut on this amp. When we switch over to our lead sound, we get a mid boost increase of 6 dB. So we go from 12 dB to 18 dB just for the solo to really give us that extra saturation and sustain. All of our tones are running into a pair of Matchless 2x12 cabs with a 57 and then a 421 rolled off 2.5 dB. We've got a 100 Hz low cut and a 10K high cut on the cab block. All of that runs into a medium plate reverb, which is set in parallel. Everything is at stock settings here, except our level is at negative 17.5 dB. Just gives us a nice little bit of breath and squish, so we're not in such a stark, bland land. For our lead tones, we are running a mono tape delay in parallel. We are set to an eighth note. Our tempo is at 120 BPM. On certain configurations of this preset, put a tap tempo switch just in case it fluctuates. We have that set to negative 15 dB. Just gives us a little bit of extra space and ambience when taking leads. And last but not least, we have our 3 dB boost for our trusty lead boosting. We have this set up just to hit the solo, and despite the input boost bringing the distortion up and the sustain, this amp really doesn't go up a whole lot when you're pushing the front of the amp with a mid boost. So we can keep that at 3 dB to really just bring our solos out a little bit and then right back. We did jump over this chorus block. This is running in parallel with an analog stereo chorus. This is a nice thing if you're trying to bring the album to life, as it is used in those little pre-chorus riffs. But if that's not your thing, whether on the clean, the overdrive, or either, pay it no mind. You have the option to turn it on or off with a foot switch. The bypass is assigned to control switch 2, and it's really nice to set this to be off whenever you change scenes. So if you're playing a clean tone with the chorus, you click overdrive, it defaults off. Very nice to have and very nice to use that with control switches. We have this at -5 dB. You can always take that down as you switch over to your overdriven sound if it gets a little bit too murky. And now for my personal favorite part, Slidey Guy, as I call it. This is an advanced whammy that allows you to make that whole step bend at the end of the chorus and then jump right into your leads at a moment's notice without having to grab a slide, put it on, take it off, play the lead. It's a very nice trick. If you're in a one guitar player band, this might save you. Or you might be a better slide player than I am, which you probably are. But this is a really nice thing to have. We have our start at 0, our stop at 2, so one whole step, and then our control is assigned to the expression pedal. We have this set to smooth pitch tracking as we are playing a dyad or 2 notes at a time. Input gain and mix at 100%. Our level is set to 0, just straight unity, and we do have a high cut of 10K. So at the end of the chorus you hear, "If you're not in it for love, I'm out of here." Then you can click to your next scene. It automatically defaults to being off again. This is really great. It frees up your hands and allows you to focus on the music and not the technicalities and the logistics therein. So now after we've heard all of that, here's a final recap of what all of the tones sound like within this preset. Well, that about does it for this video and this preset. If you enjoyed this, there are plenty more videos throughout the channel that you can watch and learn more about. So, tutorials of tone, Fractal 101s, gear reviews, playthroughs, etc. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you all next time.